Chancellor, Presidents, thank you for being here today. It's truly a pleasure for me, given that I'm a product of the SUNY system, school system, product of Buffalo State College, where I got my mathematics, secondary education, and technology degree, as well as University of Buffalo, where I got my engineering, electrical engineering degree. So it's really, truly an honor. I have 4 questions. One question is around the Education Opportunity Program. The Education Opportunity Program provides access, academic support, and financial aid to students who are typically lower income, academically challenged, but it gives them an opportunity to dream and have a promised future. It's a program that I was actually interested in applying, but my mom made $5 over the threshold. So I've seen its successes over 20-something years ago, but the proposed budget is decreasing it by $1.28 million. Can you explain the rationale around that decrease, especially when families are recovering from a distressed economy, and as well as the challenges with our schools not preparing our kids to be college ready?
Well, I think we all appreciate that you've reiterated both the opportunity of EOP and the successes. So no, I can't explain any decrease in the budget for those programs. And more importantly, I feel like every year we ask for support, and when you look at the 2,500 seats for 30,000 applicants, we've got to get on it. We have got a program that works for low-income students who often are underserved and come needing a great deal of support. We know what those supports are. We've seen the successes. So this is a program we should take to scale. And that is precisely why we have asked for the investment fund, an increase. We don't know how significantly the increase could be because we've got several different strategies in that investment fund. But what we were going to do with the investment is ask those programs that are most successful to tell us how many more students they could take with increased investment, and furthermore, how many other programs they could bring along, since we have about 45 of these EOP programs across the whole system.
Okay,
this is very vital, and we truly, truly hope the legislature will increase the support.
Thank you, and I'll definitely be an advocate for that. The next question is around STEM. As I just recently mentioned, I'm a product of STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. And STEM obviously will allow to prepare our kids to compete economically in the science and technology field. I looked at the proposed budget. I don't see anything that says STEM. I've seen some technology, advanced potential programs. I see NISTAR. Now, NISTAR is a program given by the Empire State Development Corporation, and it was actually consolidated a few years ago into the Department of Economic Development, and there was a $12 million reduction. The $12 million reduction impacted the opportunity for research, technology research. So, I guess, what is your approach in terms of restoring that funding? Because there's no line item from NISTAR anymore. So what is your approach for approaching and restoring that funding? And really pushing STEM in our universities.
I'm going to ask Beth to just highlight 4 or 5 of the STEM programs that we are supporting and advocating for, but I wanted to talk a minute about the STEM scholars, just so you know a little bit more on a campus what that means.
Last year, the governor started the STEM Scholars Program, which gave students in the top 10% of their high school class free tuition for 4 years if they maintained a STEM degree and stayed in the state for 5 years. We had 150 students this year as freshmen in that program. I think there were about 400 across the state. It's a great program. It brought students to Binghamton that probably would have not come to Binghamton. They probably would have gone someplace else, maybe even out of state. So I think that's also in the budget this year. He's continued that support. So that's one thing that we're looking forward for him to continue.
And a second STEM budget item is what we call PTEC.
Right. I wanted to mention the Pathways in Technology Early College High Schools. MCC, in partnership with the Rochester City School District, was one of the first PTECs to roll out outside of Brooklyn. We are offering students who participate in that program a free associate's degree, applied associate's degree in information technology, in recognition of the huge skills gap that industry sector faces right now. I'm happy to say, when you talk about the power of applied learning and the power of really connecting students to STEM early, so these are students who come in at 9th grade and will graduate in a 6-year high school with an associate's degree. That one freshman class had the highest attendance rate in the Rochester City Schools, a perennially challenged district. We are finding that when you connect students to applied learning, to the relevance of their studies, to the potential for employment at the end, there's really magic there. And so I have to completely support your advocacy around science, technology, engineering, and math.
Thank you. And I have less than 57 seconds. Thank you very much for that. And again, I'll be an advocate for STEM. Lastly, DREAM Act. I'm just excited about the DREAM Act, and there seems to be 27 million allocated. I don't know if that's even enough. My question is, with the 27 million, how many students, how many dreamers will we be able to serve in the 27 million? Is there a breakdown of the 27 million? Will we have enough colleagues, professors, to, again, administer the dreamers?
We don't have a number. We'll try to get back with you, but it's very important to recognize that our Board of Trustees, under the leadership of our Chairman Carl McCall, resolved to support the DREAM Act now 2 years ago, Mr. Chair.
Right.
So we're all in, but we haven't calculated the opportunity. You did ask how we would advocate for more STEM, and I think because there's not a particular line item separate from master teachers or PTEC or the STEM scholars, we will put it in our investment fund.